Alright, so first, today, I'm going to deal with the problem of your opponent hiding the heel and turning. Okay, so hiding the heel and the turning escape. Right. And there's quite a few things we've got to attempt to deal with this particular scenario, right? And they're going to be pretty similar whether you're in saddle or 50-50. Okay, so it's very similar, like the way we're approaching dealing with this. Okay. So, and there will be some other stuff I'll add later. One thing first off, like if you can control the far leg, then the turning problem is not really, like the hiding the heel is a problem, but then actually turning relative to you won't really happen. Okay. The problem really is even when you, probably at some point we'll cover like controlling the second leg and some options we've got from there, but like at some point, even if you do all this, like if your opponent still wants to turn and hide their heel this way, at some point you have to let go of that leg and still chase the heel. So often what controlling that secondary leg does is really just lets you get a little jump on the actual roll to capture the heel. Okay, but kind of if Craig knows what's going on, he's probably not just gonna like dangle his foot to me. Go the other way. Yeah, he's probably not just gonna do this. Yeah, that was like, as Craig said, in the olden days, you'd get here and you'd just have a heel waiting for you. Now people, they're hiding it, and at some point you're gonna have to let go and chase, and he frees his leg, and I'm still in the same battles that we talked about earlier, or Craig talked about earlier. Okay. So first, the other thing, as like this escape is very effective. Okay, it's like I think the defenders got more, if they are ready to initiate the hiding the heel and move, the defender's got probably a bigger chance than the attacker on getting the finish. So like even if you're doing everything right, it's still hard to deal with someone who's doing this escape well. Okay, but there's some different things we can do to attempt to deal with it. So we're now at a point where he's turning enough that even that elbow hop's not really going to be an option. I'm having to try to roll through. So I'll first cover rolling through. I'll cover trying to follow up to go towards the back of this. Okay, I'll cover like some of the ways I'll still try to attack the heel even if they outroll me, and what to do if they kind of hide their heel and stand up as well. Okay, so basically this first one we're going to try to outroll and capture the heel. I want to have obviously you have to have your elbow in on the front side so you're ready to capture the heel when you roll. Okay, if my hand's behind here and I roll, then I have to, even if I get a really good angle and I now have to like bring my arm back in front of the leg, it's going to be, it's not going to happen. Okay, if you do everything right, you're going to give yourself a split second where you can or can't dig the heel. Okay, so put my elbow in front. I generally will lift my hips a little bit so I can like tuck in and roll fast. Okay, so if my hips stay down, I end up doing this, what I'll say is like a barrel roll, which is slow. Okay, so if Craig's rolling and I roll like this, okay, I'll almost never be able to capture the heel that way. Okay, I need to come up, tuck, and curl. Right, I need to be able to come up, so my hips up in the air, tuck in, like this curling, knees coming to my chest, and I see this little spot here where the foot's dangling. I can capture the toes and get the heel. Okay. So a few things that I think are important with this. I try to bend the leg as much as I can. So like I'll usually actually grab on top of the ankle, and if I can, and as I tuck, I'm jamming it away from me, making a bit of distance. Okay. We go back to that similar thing I said when we did the mechanics. If he's got his foot in my armpit, it's actually really hard to dig a good heel hook. Okay. If I make his foot dangle, I can capture the toes and get a good bite. Okay, so I'm pushing it away from me, folding it over my leg, and this leg's curling in. Okay, so just like when we're here, like I'm generally curling in, right? I want that same curl as I tuck, curling in towards me to capture the heel. Okay, and so instead of that barrel roll, instead of going like this way, I want to do like a shoulder roll, tucking in, jamming, curling through, and pushing away. Don't push the leg across you. Okay, like don't go that way. Even though it feels like that's exposing the heel, I'm helping him to roll and turn and like continue his roll. I want to push it like, it's like I want to land almost in similar to a backside 50 position and pushing the foot away. And because I'm so curled and sideways, I get a bite on the heel, right to the toes, to the ribs again, and capturing here. Okay, again, if you don't go to the toes and you try to get the heel, it just won't, especially on this angle, it just won't work well at all. You have to curl down and capture the heel here. So once more, brake starts to roll, and come up, curl, bend through, and we finish. Generally with this, I'll often, for some reason, I don't really know why, but I'll tend to, instead of connecting like here, right, I tend to go like deep with my left hand. I just feel like I get a bit more, it's more attached to my core when I want to put some pressure in, as opposed to here. Feels like he's got a bit of play here. I want to make it tight with a deeper grip. And then, actually I do get people wondering how to finish here. So from here, like you're kind of curled up. If you just bring your hips in, it doesn't do too much yet. It first should be your upper body, okay? So I take my upper body away and I look to the ground. And now I've got room for my hips to come in and pressure the knee. So while you're curled in like this, the hips don't do too much. You need to create some tension at the end first. And now my hips can come in second to get the finish. Right. Have a go.